Alright guys, how's it going? This is Punlock here, and I'm going to show you my ridiculous bullshit build. Molten Shell, Scold's Bridle, as you can see. And some of the strange things you'll notice on this build is, well, I've got Dominating Blow on my bar for some reason. And this is to help me proc my Molten Shell faster, obviously. So the basic premise is I'm going to use Enduring Cry to proc a Molten Immortal Call. Why can't I say that? Immortal Call. And then I pop a Molten Shell, use Arctic Breath for EB, and then I use Dominating Blow until it blows up. So, quick look at the skill tree. Up here, I haven't taken my, I'm going to pick up Breath of Flame here. And that's basically it. Just got 2 more life nodes over here. And for the most part, everything's done on this tree. Just a quick look at the gear. It's nothing crazy. Some things I'm thinking about, maybe a Wrath Pith, because then I can actually block regular attacks as well. I lose a little bit of spell block and a little bit of max resist, but potential increase is gonna be pretty strong regardless. Just some pretty generic gear. This one, I got a fire damage leech on my neck piece. Not necessary, but it's pretty darn nice. This scepter here, obviously a Doyani's is going to be way better. Other things to look for are like cast speed, attack speed, fire damage, and elemental damage. On just a regular scepter. Obviously attack speed because it helps with your Dominating Blow. And the gloves, they're kind of interesting. This is kind of an off slot for me. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted here. But my good friend Gouda had this pair of gloves and he's just like, just take them. I'll let you have them. And I was like, okay, I think I can do something with these, obviously. And that leech rate is really, really strong. Makes it so you, basically once your Molten Shell goes off, you get a really good amount of return. So here, let's go through the links real fast. You can see Elemental Proliferation, Molten Shell, Fire Pen, Area of Effect, and Burning Damage. Some interesting things you might notice is that we actually don't have Leech in here. And that's because we run a Herald of Thunder with Warlord's Mark and Elemental Weakness on Curse on hit. So you don't always get your Leech, but when you do, you get a really potent return. And I guess everything else is just kind of pretty standard. We don't run any cast on stun or cast on damage because you don't want to lose your Immortal Call or Enduring Cry while you're in the middle of a pack. For the Arctic Breath, this one I'm not exactly sure how I wanted to do this. It seems like this is the best setup I've come up with so far. Faster casting, Arctic Breath, and LMP, because it gives you some semblance of single target. And then Vol Molten Shell is basically our boss killer. When you need to take down the boss, you just pop this and you don't even have any problems anymore. So real quick, we're going to throw in this map. And we'll do a quick run to the boss. I won't even really mess around too much. So you'll get to see an idea of what we're doing here. The interesting thing about this build is it's actually really pretty squishy, other than the fact that it runs an Infinite Immortal Call setup. Obviously, that adds a lot of tanking, but like it doesn't necessarily mean it's that crazy overall. The Immortal Call is going to be the most important thing here, obviously, because you're going to deal a lot of damage to yourself using Scolds. I mean, look at that, Molten Shell's 190 mana. Basically, you're going to be dealing way too much damage to ever sustain if you're not keeping up your Immortal Call. And that's part of the reason I have such high ES, just to kind of counteract that at the beginning of the map. But that was also a little bit incidental, and I just kind of like kept it up because it was a good form of mitigation. Obviously, if you can keep your Immortal Call up indefinitely, you won't even have to worry about that anymore. Here's a good place to show you that I don't have problems with Reflect, obviously. Pretty easy. Yeah, I forgot to mention, although you might have seen it in the tree before, I don't have Vault Hack. And you might think that's kind of weird, but like in reality, I'm not going crit. Basically, if I crit on a Reflect Pack, I don't have a chance unless I have my Ruby Flask up. But obviously, a lot of builds have that problem. You just gotta be very careful when you're doing that. If you were worried about, if you were wanting to run a Reflect Pack, you could easily swap, or not a Reflect Pack, a Reflect Map. You could easily swap to a Rise of the Phoenix, obviously. Or even run just more Ruby Flasks, so you can keep them up as often as you want. But really, you don't have too many problems until you get to the point where you're critting, which is why that 99 crit on this isn't the best thing, but it's not the worst either. But yeah, you can see the boss killing with Vol Molten Shell is obviously insane. No one's ever questioned that. But yeah, obviously there's a little bit more to be done on this character, but you can see the concept, and basically the moment I was able to run a infinite Immortal Call, well, basically the moment I could put on a Scold Bridle, I was able to run this build. It was really easy to level, obviously, you just run a Flame Blaster. So yeah, that's the build, and if you have any questions, go ahead and post in the comments section. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you like this video. I'm actually going to start doing some stuff on my channel where I take games that are newly released and put up guides for them. So they're not necessarily going to be Path of Exile, obviously, but I'm going to try to make difficult games a lot easier to approach for new players. So stick around, sub for that, obviously. So yeah, I'm Punlock, and thanks for watching.